Hello there, everyone, and welcome to Cinema Savvy. I am Tate. I am joined today by George, and we are going to be reviewing Jojo Rabbit today. This is a very anticipated film, possibly one of the biggest of the year, that we both managed to get to see at the London Film Festival. Thank you for tuning in to start off with. If you want to follow us on various different social medias before you get into the actual review, then please follow us on Twitter at cinema_sademy. Please follow us on the same on Instagram. And also on Facebook, just type in Cinema Savvy. So this is a massive film from this year. And I'm so glad that it was at the festival because this is something that, as a person who's going off to Austria pretty soon, I thought I wasn't going to be able to get to see it. The release date for the film, I believe there was a limited release in America. You were right in saying?
Yeah, it came out last week in America, I think in like 2 cities, which is the usual kind of slow burner. It will get bigger and peak just before December for Oscars. And as usual, England aren't going to get it until January. So Oscar release dates, it's had its festivals. It premiered at Toronto. Obviously, it's done London Film Festival after it and a couple of smaller festivals as well. It's one of those films where everybody is attached to this project. 1, Taika Waititi. 2, the actual story of the film. I know that you've got the IMDb plot, but I'm going to read the genuine plot, which is... there's a kid in Hitler Youth's imaginary best friend is Adolf Hitler, and he discovers that his mom is hiding a Jewish girl. That sounds like a really serious drama, and then you say directed by Taika Waititi, and that's not a criticism. It is the biggest appraisal of this film because jumping straight into it, this is without doubt one of the funniest films I've seen on a first viewing in many, many years. I'm trying to think back to, what we do in the shadows. I can think of in the back of my mind that I thought was really funny first time. Thinking Hangover 1 the first time I saw that 10 years ago. That kind of elite first time experience. Some comedies don't really like. I know this is, I guess, with Taika, it's first. Ragnarok wasn't bothered on the first viewing, but every time I saw it after, it's transitioned into one of my favorite Marvel films. But he is an incredible writer and filmmaker, and kind of, I don't want to say incredible actor in that sense, but you certainly love him every moment he's on screen in anything he's in, I want to say. Yeah.
This is just an absolute outright laugh out loud comedy. There are obviously some moments of drama in there, and maybe we'll talk about it in a bit. But this film is just goddamn hilarious from the very first minute. And he's had such a good run of films. I personally didn't like Thor Ragnarok, but I've only ever seen it once, so maybe I need to go and give it another rewatching. But his films, like What We Do in the Shadows, Hunt for the Wilder People, are excellent, excellent comedies. And this film is absolutely up there with them. There was few moments in the film where both of us were just absolutely laughing hysterically, which I'll be honest, I've never been in a screening where there has been that much laughter. It was one of the first ones from the festival to get a standing ovation afterwards. It was just absolutely fantastic overall. That is down to the performances. And I know that as people who criticize films quite a lot, I think both myself and Chris, maybe not so much you, George, but we give a lot of kind of criticisms of child actors in various different films.
No, we all do. I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
Child actors are...
They can be very, very much hit and miss.
Yeah, I don't think you get a middle ground. I think you get a Stranger Things.
Yeah.
Or you get a Mad Max, not Fury Road, Mad Max 3, where it's, oh my word, what am I watching? Or it's this works. It's one of them where, obviously I don't really count stuff like Harry Potter because it's an 8-year thing. It's not really like obviously they are child actors, but that's more of a not franchise because it isn't a singular one and done. And I think, you'll have some incredible drama films and there'll be this one child actor that just ruins it for everyone. Even Terminator 2, I think even Chris said it before, it's one of his favorite films. But Edward Furlong, I do not like that character. I never have. Well, obviously he's John Connor. Is he John Connor? I don't know. Well, he's one of the Connors. There's too many Connors. There's too many Terminators. I think the worry with this is that what they've done, they've created this amazing cast. And the other thing is, you can tell that when Taika puts his name on a project, people they do want to be in it. I think we've lost Tayte, so I'm going to try and.
No. I put you on solo later.
Oh, my bad. Sorry, I thought you were in. No, so with the child actors, with a film like this, Taika Waititi, you've got that ridiculous plot. Taika Waititi puts his name on it, and people want to be in it. Comedians, drama, serious actors, anything. Then his name is now people want to be in that film because he's working on it. They probably don't care to a capacity. Alfie Allen's in this. Recently nominated for an Emmy for Best Supporting Actor. He is like the supporting of supporting roles. He has almost no dialogue. He's got a couple of scenes, but he's amazing in it. But that could have been a role done by anyone. But Alfie Allen wanted to do it. They've got Alfie Allen. Stephen Merchant has one scene, one of the best writers of the last 20 years in film, and he's incredible. He clearly wanted to work with Taika. He is kind of this, I don't want to say like a Christopher Nolan or a Spielberg, but there's a name when everyone wants to be in the film. I think this is one of the rare ones where everybody just wants to be on the set. You can imagine it being as much fun filming it as it probably is making it, I want to say.
I think they would have wanted to try and keep, because it is based off such a heavy kind of subject matter, even though it is a comedy, they would have wanted to keep it as light as possible. I think there would have been a lot of jokes cracked on set and everything like that. I know that Taika himself, he is Jewish, and he thought the best way of kind of showing a massive FU to Hitler was by playing himself as like this bumbling idiot. Or at least this imaginary friend to Roman Griffin Davis's character. And I have to say, going back to the child actors, he was fantastic. For a first-time performance, this was his first film. No TV done beforehand, nothing. And this is the first thing he's done as a lead character in a humongous film. He's been really great. And I'm pretty sure I've seen, I think you said this as well, every single premiere or every single press conference they've gone to, Taika Waititi has worn exactly the same clothing as Roman Griffin Davis, just to kind of build up that bond and kind of take him through the process and everything like that, because obviously this will be all new for him.
Yeah, it looks like a mini-me. Like, it's both having a look. It's funny because I don't think it's the whole like parent-guardian kind of thing. It's more of they're like, let's just do it. They're probably just like joking with each other. But I think with this kid as well, when you've got the Hitler Youth, you've got many kid actors, but there are two, obviously Roman Griffin Davis, and his sort of best mate in it, I guess, is the other child actor.
I'll find his name.
I mean, I'm not going to sound rude, but it's Russell from Up in human form. I don't know the actor's name, but that is all I could remember.
Archie Yates playing Yorkie.
Archie's he's called Yorkie.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
That was also his first film.
His first one as well. Yeah. I thought he was great in it. He's got they both have potential.
He has some of the best comedic lines in it. I'll be honest.
It's not just a line; it's how they deliver them and how they act with them. And I think those two together were really funny.
Yeah.
It worked, and I think a big part of what worked with the child actors was the adult actors around them.
The supporting actors in this. Scarlett Johansson was brilliant during the film. Sam Rockwell was excellent as well.
Rebel Wilson was tolerable, which is an achievement in itself.
But massive credit here to what I'd say, outside of obviously Taika Waititi's brilliant portrayal of Adolf Hitler. I really do. Every single time I say her name, I always feel like I pronounce it wrong. Thomasin McKenzie playing Elsa. She can't put a foot wrong, honestly. I've seen her now in 3 films now. I was actually on set with her filming for The King in the scenes that she was doing there. And she was always kind of touted as a promising young actress. I saw Leave No Trace last year, which was just an absolutely phenomenal film. And now she's pulling off this performance in Jojo Rabbit, where honestly, she could be, if Taika isn't there, she is the best actress by far in this film.
I thought, I mean, that's compared to Marriage Story, it's not as good as Scarlett's, but what I thought was they had she had more the drama scenes, I want to say. Her character, obviously, she's playing the Jewish girl in the house. She's not got a lot to laugh at in terms of the real situation with her character, but you get some of the toughest, but kind of also like more heartwarming scenes with her. And it comes down to her chemistry with Thomas. I keep forgetting his name. Roman
Roman Griffin Davis.
So I thought I think everyone was casted perfectly. I think as well, to be fair to Taika playing Hitler, he's in a lot of scenes with them. I guess that probably helped when he's both acting and directing with them. I can imagine his table read, he needs it to be like spot on. And I just thought there was I can easily see this being on the spot nominated for, we've just discovered adapted screenplay. That's going to get a nomination for that. I'm intrigued to see what other nominations it's going to get.
I think possibly a supporting actress for Thomasin. Over ScarJo for her supporting actress.
ScarJo's going to get put forward for Marriage Story, so they're just going to fully focus.
Yeah, so I feel like Thomasin McKenzie will get the supporting actress nod here. I think Taika Waititi possibly is he top billing? No, he isn't. So no, supporting actor maybe.
Supporting actor, no chance. That's supporting actor is more competitive this year than best actor.
Yeah, but I feel like he might get a nomination anyway. I think it's notable.
No, I don't know. I think everywhere is pointing to Tom Hanks, Al Pacino, Joe Pesci. Christ Almighty, there's some really obvious supporting actor that it's completely like
it's a heavy category, but I feel like in some award there will be some recognition there.
That's about 3 at the minute, pushing towards it.
Do you think this might get in for best film? When was the last comedy that got put forward? I don't count The Big Short as a comedy.
No, that's not a comedy. That's a very good question. I mean, my issue with the Oscars is that they get between 5 and 10. They're not obligated to do 10, which is fair. You shouldn't do 10 for the sake of doing 10. But what that extra 5 does, it gives you a window to nominate something based on not necessarily. Black Panther was both. I thought it was an excellent film. It's a cultural phenomenon. It couldn't have been ignored. And the equation for best film it's never ever meant the best film made in the last year. It's never been that. It's never about that. And if they wanted to really go all out for a comedy, I could imagine this being. It's not Oscar baity, but this could be the one where it's like it could get that really outside random nomination. Like how District 9 got nominated for best film. People would forget that. It's one of them where you can see what it's done to be put into that 10.
Yeah.
But it's not obviously. It wouldn't have ever touched the top 5.
I feel like from the films that we've seen, which we think are going to be nominated for Oscars, I think this does have a good shot at it. I think this year, as far as best film is concerned, it could be very open. There isn't a single front runner at the moment.
Now award season. I mean, last year it was always from the get go Roma until sort of Green Book kind of.
I mean, Green Book Green Book came out of nowhere. No one expected to do anything there.
Whereas
it was always going to be Roma versus Black Klansman, and then it kind of swept the rug out from everyone.
And then this year, you've very much got. I still think Marriage Story is the heavyweight.
Marriage Story is very much on for it.
Starting to be spoken about now. At the meantime, it's a Marriage Story. It's the heavyweight. It's not like the outright favorite because there's not.
Irishman's got a good shout just because it's Scorsese.
Yeah, and it's got his cast. So there's certainly potential at next year's Oscars. It's going to be very open. Obviously, in January, it might have. When the Golden Globes come out, there might be a little bit of sort of 10 might become 5 or vice versa.
Yeah, I mean, we were discussing this before we started, but even films like Parasite could be the first ever foreign language to come forward. Or no, they've had.
Rome was nominated last year.
Yeah, but it could win. It's
very open. It's just, I mean, you're banging. I can't remember that's comedy to be nominated for best film at the Oscars. This is a good chance. You always get the sort of the adapted or original screenplay comedies. I don't think 3 Billboards counts. I know on paper it's a black comedy, but deep down it's not. I personally, it's a drama for me. And obviously that was robbed of winning best film that year as well. But it's certainly one of them where, like Jojo, what it is as well as being a great film, it's very funny. I think it'll be very funny on repeat viewings as well. I think that was going to last purely because of the historical context. The timing of some of the lines in this film is about the war, not funny about Jews, but the situation of the characters in 1945. And it's certainly a film that I think will age very, very well because it's, I mean, in theory, it's 75 years old. And the humor, that could have been 20 years ago. It would have been funny. It can be today. It'll be funny. It'll be funny in 20 years' time. It's humor still. It's one of them. And also to go with that humor, you do have the drama that has the balance of it's not gone so far over the top it doesn't work, but it's also not you can get a drama where they
Yeah.
add like comedic moments, and you kind of think, well, what's the point of doing that? It doesn't work. It's like not insensitive, but if this didn't get the comedy right, this would come across as an insensitive drama.
Yeah,
This came across
this film. Yeah, this film definitely has a longevity for it. It's one of the films where immediately coming out the cinema, I was like, okay, I immediately want to see this again. Which I'll be honest, did happen quite a lot during the film festival itself. So according to Google here, there have been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 previous nominations for best. That have won Best Picture. Sorry. So the main key ones here that stand out. I don't even think The Artist is a comedy in itself. I wouldn't register it as a comedy above anything. But Annie Hall and The Sting stand out as far as ones that have actually gone forward. I'm not sure when the last one was nominated, at least. But this one honestly could do a lot at the Oscars. Just for the performances, just for the story in itself. It has a lot going for it. I really enjoyed it. I really, really enjoyed it, and I can't wait to see it again. Yeah, I'll guess I'll have to wait until it comes out for a wider release.
I think, yeah, when this comes out in January, I'll be straight back at the cinema. I know friends that want to see it and family that want to see it, that will think it's funny. I think this will be very popular come January time as well.
It's a film that will make you cry in 2 different ways. And I know the general whole message of the film, this isn't even a spoiler. The general whole message of the film is Nazis bad. But this is a real kind of, it is a tearjerker at some points. And at the same time, it has probably one of the most laugh out loud funny moments in film history. It was just such a surreal, hilarious moment that you're gonna have to go and watch it to kind of find out what it is.
And this was also the busiest film of the festival by. Yeah. Oh, actually, no, it wasn't.
Knives Out. It was probably the second busiest.
Knives Out didn't have the 8 a.m. screening. Certainly of the ones we watched, this was the people were queuing around the corner like half an hour, 40 minutes before.
Yeah.
Knives Out was very similar situation. Knives Out and Jojo were the 2 pop ones by a country mile. I can understand why. And, a lot of people in the industry, they also want to watch it. They also love it. It's one of them films that I think it's got the charm that can potentially be the dark horse or dark horses season. But I would thoroughly recommend it. It's worth watching. You don't even need to like find dark humor funny to like this. It's not even really dark humor. It's just lighthearted. It's kind of mockery. It's Stephen Merchant's in this. If someone said it wasn't Taika Waititi, you could easily see it as being like a Stephen Merchant film or something like that. It's one of them where there are a few writers that could do something like this and make it work.
I think mockery is probably the best term that could be used to describe this film. He's already done his mockumentaries in the format of What We Do in the Shadows.
He's gone into a TV series and made it as funny as the film as well.
He is just a person who is making absolute waves in the film industry at the moment. And like you said, people just want to get on board with his projects because they seem fun. People just want to work with him in any way, shape, or form. And even with directing in this performance, it's a fantastic achievement. And yeah, I don't really have anything else to say. Definitely recommend you go and watch this. Other than that, do you want any closing remarks, George?
I don't really know what to say. It's felt like ages ago that I've seen it, but it also feels like yesterday that I saw it. It stays fresh in your mind. It's worth watching. It's comedy. It's got great writing. I didn't know Michael Giacchino did the score. You don't really remember it, but there are certain moments where you can hear the nice music. Everything is worth watching it for these. Normally you watch film like, oh, this is the standout actor. Every single person in this has their moments.
Yeah.
Whether it's Sam Rockwell playing like a German captain who's like a drunkard, whether it's
Scarlett Johansson.
Scarlett Johansson. She's got some really funny scenes. She's got some really like not dark scenes, but the marriage story, Jojo Rabbit double bill. That's a tough one.
That's a toughie. You'd really want to see Marriage Story first because I don't know.
It'd be a sequel set 70 years before. But no, it's I thoroughly recommend this. You will enjoy it.
Imagine if Adam Driver was Jojo's dad.
Oh, could you imagine he just comes home from war in this like black helmet?
Oh, that'd be too much. Okay, everyone. Well, thank you ever so much for tuning in and watching our review of Jojo Rabbit at London Film Festival 2019. Be sure to follow us on Twitter. That is cinema_savvy. It's exactly the same on Instagram. And on Facebook, you type in Cinema Savvy and you can find us for various different updates on the channel and everything like that. We still have more films from the film festival to come. I actually recorded a video today, which will be coming up soon. We have films like Le Mans. I believe we got Honey Boy. I'm sure
Just
there's more.
Mercy, Nocturnal.
Nocturnal.
I feel like I've missed an almighty big one somewhere.
There is one. I thought about it earlier. Little Monsters as well. Rare Beasts, yes. Is there one more? I swear there's one more.
No, that is all of them. Oh, Peanut Butter Falcon.
Peanut Butter Falcon, of course, Peanut Butter Falcon.
Which has had a cinema release, wait for it, in England now, and not a single cinema is showing outside London.
Correct.
So I've not been able to get to that, which is very frustrating. But no, as you can tell, there's plenty of stuff coming. Then we've got the blockbusters. We've got actually probably not Gemini Man or Maleficent 2 reviews coming out. No one wants to watch them. Don't blame anyone. Terminator.
Gemini Man's one of the biggest box office bombs of the year. So
yeah, Terminator Dark Fate. Maybe a review. I mean, if I see it, we Saturday. I'm sure Chris will see it. I'm sure there probably will be a review for Terminator. It's long-standing tradition of this channel. I think I said on Facebook earlier, was this the 5th attempt at making Terminator 3? So let's see. Is it a charm? Probably not. But we've got a lot of stuff coming your way. We've still got some more London Film Festival content. We've got interview as well to put up himself. Steve Coogan, many of the supporting actors from Greed, although we didn't get to watch Greed. And it's not Creed, it's a comedy called Greed.
What else? Keep saying when we're on the carpet.
It's really hard not to say it. It's so hard not to say it. And obviously, we've got Watchmen started. There probably is going to be a review after season 1. I'm just going to assume we'll probably review at the end.
Also, the yearly tradition of reviewing BoJack Horseman, which gets released tomorrow.
Is that tomorrow? And Mandalorian and a couple of these. There's a lot of telly coming out, and we
so much stuff happening.
Stick with us. Follow us. We've got a lot of stuff coming your way. Subscribe, like, comment, share. Chris has got his almighty reaction up to episode 9. For those that didn't know that a trailer and poster was released this week, they live under a rock. Check out that trailer. It also discusses, I think, a lot of sort of what Star Wars, Lucasfilm, Disney, the kind of usual discussion points. So check that out. The 2 hours, 20 minutes. Have a listen if you want. And I don't know if there's anything else that I haven't been able to plug.
No, I think that is it. So thank you ever so much for tuning in, and we'll see you guys next time. Thank you.